Welcome back in lecture series on topic electrochemistry. Today in this lecture, we will discuss about galvanic cell. In previous videos, we have studied that electrochemical cells are of two types: electrolytic cell and galvanic cell or Voltaic cell. We have also discussed about the differentiating points between electrolytic cell and galvanic cell. So you know that in case of electrolytic cell, electrical energy is converted into chemical energy. That means electrical energy is used to take place a chemical reaction. And in electrolytic cell, redox reaction takes place. But it is a non-spontaneous redox reaction. That means to take place a chemical reaction, electricity is used. At anode, oxidation takes place, and at cathode, reduction takes place. And in case of electrolytic cell, anode is the electrode which is connected to positive terminal of the battery, and cathode is the electrode which is connected to negative terminal of the battery. And in electrolytic cell, both the electrodes are dipped in the same electrolyte solution. Now, in case of galvanic cell, electricity is generated from a spontaneous chemical reaction, and at anode oxidation takes place, and electron, you know that oxidation means loss of electron. So lost electron which are lost by at anode, these are carried through this electrical wire to the cathode, where they are captured by the positively charged ion in the solution and then get deposited. So chemical energy, spontaneous redox reaction takes place. Here at negative electrode, oxidation takes place, and at positive electrode, reduction takes place. And at negative electrode is called as a anode because here oxidation takes place, and positive electrode is called as a cathode because here gain of electron takes place, that is reduction takes place. And in galvanic cell, chemical energy therefore is converted into electrical energy. So in galvanic cell, spontaneous redox reaction takes place. Redox reaction means combination of oxidation reaction and reduction reaction. Simultaneous oxidation reduction reaction takes place, and that is called as a redox reaction. And this spontaneous redox reaction generates electricity, and therefore here chemical energy is converted into electrical energy. And galvanic cell, it consists of two half cells like this, and each half cell consists of a metal strip like this, immersed in a solution, but not any, immersed in a solution of its own ion. That is important. Metal strip is immersed in a solution of its own ion and of known concentration. Its concentration is known. That is 1 molar, 0.1 molar, like that. So the metal strip immersed in a solution of its own ion having known concentration is known as half cell. So two half cells are there in galvanic cell. Here in this diagram, zinc electrode, that is zinc metal strip, is dipped in zinc ion solution. It forms one half cell, and copper electrode dipped in copper ion solution, it forms the another half cell. So remember here, there may be a question like this: explain the construction and working of galvanic cell. So galvanic cell is made up of, in construction these points must you have to note. So it is made up of two half cells. Each half cell consists of a metal strip immersed in a solution of its own and of known concentration. Let me see here. Suppose here zinc sulfate solution is there, and in that zinc rod is dipped, and the solution, the concentration of the zinc sulfate solution is 1 molar. Then it forms one half cell. Like that, here the second electrode, that is copper strip, is dipped in copper sulfate solution having concentration 1 molar. Then it forms the another half cell, that is zinc metal strip immersed in 1 molar aqueous solution of zinc and forms an half cell, one half cell, and copper metal strip immersed in a 1 molar aqueous solution of copper and forms another half cell. So such a type of two half cells are there in galvanic cell, and these two half cells are combined and it forms what? Galvanic cell. When these two half cells are combined by this the two electrodes, zinc electrode and copper electrode, these are connected by this conducting wire through this voltmeter, and the two solutions, these are connected by the salt bridge. What is meant by salt bridge, that we will see later on. So the two electrodes are connected through voltmeter by conducting wire like this for what? The transfer of electron between them. That means what? Here zinc electrode is there, it undergo oxidation, zinc undergo oxidation in this cell, and the electrons which are lost by this zinc metal, these are present on this rod, and zinc ion goes into the solution. These electrons are carried towards the cathode through this electric wire. So the transfer of electron between them takes place by conducting wire, and thus these two electrodes are connected, and the two solutions, that is zinc sulfate solution and the copper sulfate solution, these are connected by the salt bridge, it is a conducting medium. So here zinc strip is dipped in zinc sulfate solution, copper strip is dipped in copper sulfate solution, and these two solutions are connected by this tube, inverted U-shaped tube, that is called as a salt bridge. And cations, because of this salt bridge, cations and anions can move from one compartment to other compartment through this salt bridge, and thus this salt bridge completes the circuit. Two electrodes are connected by metal wire and two solutions are connected by the salt bridge, and the circuit is complete. This salt bridge is a U-shaped glass tube which contains saturated solution of inert electrolyte. Here inert electrolyte means the ions of the electrolyte which do not take part or react with ions of electrode solution or that electrode. Such electrolytes are called as inert electrolytes, such as KCl, KNO3, NH4NO3, all these act as inert electrolyte, and 5% agar-agar solution. So saturated KCl solution and agar 5% agar solution is filled in this U-shaped glass tube. Here the hot solution, hot saturated, here important is what? Hot saturated solution of salt and agar-agar solution, 5% agar-agar solution is first prepared, and then this tube is filled with this solution whenever it is in hot condition, and then it is allowed to cool so that it gets sets and form a gel, so that when you invert it, then it does not comes out. And here the two ends of this tube glass wool plugs are there. So, and whenever it is not in use, then it is kept in a distilled water to keep it to avoid the drying of this gel. So this is for salt bridge. There may be a question like this: write a short note on salt bridge, or give the functions of salt bridge, explain galvanic cell. Such a type of a question may be asked on this point. So functions of salt bridge, first, that is, salt bridge provides electrical contact between two solutions and completes the electrical circuit. One limb of this salt bridge is dipped in one half-light solution, half cell solution, and another limb is dipped in another electrolyte solution of another half cell, and thus it connects what? The two half solutions. So it provides electrical contact between two solutions, and therefore it complete what? Electrical circuit. Second one, that is, it avoids the mixing of the two solutions. If both solutions are in the same compartment, then mixing of these two solutions may take place and current will not flow. So it will prevent a mixing of two solutions. Then it maintains electrical neutrality in both solutions by transfer of ions. That I will explain here. What happens here? You know that at anode oxidation takes place. Zinc rod get dissolved and forms zinc ions, or gives zinc ions and electron. Electron remain on this rod, and through this electrical wire they are carried to the cathode, and the zinc ions remain in the solution, so that in this compartment the concentration of cation increases, and in this compartment copper ions are already present in the solution. They get deposited on this electrode, so concentration of cation decreases in this compartment, and therefore the electrical neutrality is not maintained. And to maintain that electrical neutrality, salt bridge is used. You know that a salt bridge contains the inert electrolyte, and positive ions are there and negative ions are there. So when the cell works, then what happens? The negative ions from this salt bridge migrate towards the anode compartment, and positive ions of the salt bridge migrates towards the cathode compartment, goes into the cathode compartment. So that what happens here? They maintain electrical neutrality in both the solution by the transfer of positive and negative ion, and thus the salt bridge functions. So these are the important functions of salt bridge. And you know that at anode oxidation takes place, zinc loses zinc ions and 2 electron, and at cathode copper ions accept this electron and get deposited as a copper, that is reduction takes place. So like this the Voltaic cell or galvanic cell works. So oxidation half reaction takes place at anode, reduction half reaction takes place at cathode. These two electrodes are connected by electrical conductor, and the electrons flow from anode to cathode, and the ions, that is cations and anions in salt bridge, they flow, that is cations goes in cathode compartment and anions goes in anode compartment to maintain electrical neutrality. So this is about the galvanic cell. In next lecture we will study the formulation of galvanic cell. Thank you.